Hello, welcome back everybody to more Lord of the Rings Online. In the last episode I was doing some of the epic storyline here with my companions. However, before we continue with that, it has been updated, the game has, for the 13-year anniversary. And so I want to do some of that stuff, so let me open up my 13-year gift box. That's right, friends, I've had an account since 2007. Okay, so I don't know what I got here. I have acquired a mysterious celebration pig skill. Tome of the Mysterious Pig. Interesting. How do I use that, I guess, is what I'm getting at. There's a skill. I guess if I just go to my skills and type in mysterious. I'll have to dismount first, I'm assuming. Alright. Oh, nice. I got a little piggy and it follows me around and it shoots fireworks. That is oh my god, that's excellent. Look at that. Are you kidding me? It's like a little Gandalf pig and it just follows you around with fireworks. That's amazing. It's literally amazing. I love it. What else do I have here? Blue box of wold spoils. Collection of rewards for defeating the enemy war bands. I wonder if that was related to the... It was not. That's something else. Okay, what else do I got? I think that's it, right? I think that's it besides my 13-year frame. Let's do that. 13-year frame. Dang, look at all those. Very nice. Alright, Mr. Piggy. I was a good boy, but it's time for me to continue with this episode. Let me see what else I got here. Title awarded. Baker's Dozen. A nice round 13 years in Middle-earth. New mail. So this is from my kinship, I suppose. And then deed, they did reset the Orcs of Urgarth deed for whatever reason. If you hadn't completed it already, that's something that I still do need to go back to. Some of those Angmar instances doing the deeds. So that will be for the future. And then I'm going to edit out this message real quick, but I do want to read it. Alright, nothing too personal in there. We were just being updated about the anniversary event. Alright, let me open up my little Hobbit gifts here. Okay, we're ready to go, guys. We're ready. Let's go. So I've already done the writing instructor thing. Talk to Estron. Where's Estron? I don't see a quest ring anywhere around here. Southeast exit of Harwick. So let me go to the east here. Yeah, I see the quest ring now. Although, I should probably be going that way. Yep. Sloppy start to the episode, I apologize, but we're gonna make it through this, nobody worry.
Floodwind has sent urgent messages calling for our aid.
All of us must band together if we are to survive the encroaching dangers, but there are so few of us fighting men available, and now Floodwind had sent urgent message calling for our aid. Mansig and most of his men are still away, investigating the east wall. If he were here, I know he would ride out at once in defense of Floodwind, but he is not. Can you ride those new war steeds of yours with any skill?
If Floodwind falls, Harwick could be next.
The road leaves Harwick and runs southeast until it reaches Floodwind. The land becomes rockier further south you go, so your steeds will need to be sure of foot to make it there safely. Stick to the road if you can. I do not know what threat has so worried the Raven Master of Floodwind, but it is grave enough for him to send the birds with the plea for help. He may have sent more, I do not know him personally. He could be an excitable guy by nature, or the Keep of Floodwind could be in worse peril than ever before. Go with haste for help. We have no men to spare, and if Floodwind falls, Harwick could be next. Okay. Let Let me dismount, and I'm gonna get on my war steed to do this. Wait a minute, what is that? There is a quest ring here. Is it up here, maybe? Nope. Alright, hold on. Let me... Oh god, here we go. Another disaster with the war steeds. This is not happening. I'm not gonna get through that gate while I'm riding this war steed. It's just not happening. Come along, little piggy. We must go around. Let's see what this guy has to say.
The Rohirrim will need your aid.
Hail and well met, Warden. So you have come recently yourself out of the north. Perhaps you encounter the Easterlings my companion Hutha warned of. The Kundalar, they say, are descended from a terrible horde that descended upon the field of Celebrant in the days of Kirion, steward of Gondor. Earl the Young led the ancestors of our people to the fields to answer Kirion's call for aid and won the day. As a reward for his service and friendship, the lands of Kalandron were given to Earl and his people, and it became known as Rohan. Now with the Easterlings threatening our borders once more, my companions and I seek to warn the Reeves of the Eastments of the impending invasion and encourage them to muster for war. Our final destination is, of course, Edoras. But for now, we must have a task to complete. Perhaps you would be of mind to lend us your aid? There is much to tell.
We were dispatched by Lord Eomer to harry the orcs roving the plains of the Mark. But what we discovered in the Brown Lands was truly terrifying. Now we ride through the Eastermnet, on our way to Edoras, warning the Rees of the Easterling horde marching upon them.
You did very well.
Ulf stares at you darkly, and though uncertain whether to speak or fight. My past is my own, stranger, but for Brunar's sake I will speak a little of it. Know that I will only speak of Ulf the Reaver. The one who existed before him no longer exists. For the first 5 years from the time of my birth, I wandered Rohan, hiring out my axe to anyone who needed heads hewn, whether it was orc or dunlending. One eve, after slaying a party of orcs out of the Misty Mountains, while I lay sleeping among their corpses at the foot of the Argonath, I was awakened by Lord Eomer. He offered me a place among his retainers. Weary of wandering, I accepted and dwelt there for many years. But I became restless once more. I had not spilled the blood of my foes in a long time. When Captain Burnoth offered me the opportunity to kill orcs, I could not refuse. So here I am with the promise that my axe will drink more deeply still before the end. Man, they really need to slow down with the text. I can't read that fast.
Our mission is dire.
Ah, Kippen, my road has not been an easy one. My father, Beldag, a high-ranking retainer in the employ of Thane Sperhoff of Ferdmock. My dream was to become a great warrior, but my father would have none of it. Instead, he pushed me to be more active in peaceful pursuits, such as harp playing and storytelling. Nevertheless, I found myself of training arms, and by my 16th summer, I had proven myself by hunting and slaying a small patrol of orc scouts. Begrudgingly, my father allowed me to become Thane Sparfox Squire, and 3 years ago I found myself at Aldor as a retainer of Lord Eomer. When word came of troubles with orcs out of the East Wall, Lord Eomer offered me a small command and a mission to harry the forces of the enemy, while the Reeves can muster their strength. We met Hutha at the northern borders of the Wold, and he brought word that his cousin, Twiga of Ethenberg, that chilled our hearts, and drive us south on this, our most urgent errand. You should speak with Hutha, and he can speak in more detail about Twiga's tidings. That is way too fast. It's annoying how fast it is. Let me get rid of my little piggy. The fireworks are a little distracting, not gonna lie.
What brings you to these lands?
The young archer eyes you a little suspiciously. You wish to speak with me? Ah, Bernard sent you. So be it. I must beg your pardon for my suspicion. It is not in my nature, truly. My father, Hengest, was chief knight of Thane Elda of the Fryan, though he has been dead for many years, slain by orcs. My father and brothers are very large and strong, traits which I clearly did not inherit, and the other children tease me mercilessly. Thankfully, my dear brothers were also defenders. I lost for my father, for he would have given anything for me, like my brothers, to follow in the footsteps of Helm Earl. But I honored a man, a very distant relation more, Bard of Dale, who slew Smaug the Golden. When I was 10 summers, I could feather quail and fight from 100 paces by 12. I could do the same and splinter my arrow with a second before the bird hit the ground. My skill came to the attention of Lord Eomer, and I was summoned to Aldburg at the age of 15, where I have spent my last 7 years in service. I left Aldburg with Bernoth, Lovedog, and Ulf, but was quickly dispatched to scout ahead. Besides orcs, I heard rumors of threats beyond Rohan's borders. I went at once to Ethberg in the Brownlands, and when I spoke with my cousin Twyga, he told me of a great force of Easterlings coming down from the cliffs to invade Rohan. I immediately sought out Bernoth in the wold and delivered Twyga's message. We determined then to ride through the Eastment and warn the Reeves of the coming invasion. Harwick is our first destination, and I fear we will be met with little success here. Alright. Hey developers, slow down the text in this quest, my god.
Thank you for your help.
Lovedog eyes you warily. Few care to know my tale, for it is one shame. But if know it, you must. My beginnings were humble. My father Windeng was a farmer in the fields of the Sutcrofts, and I was born of the same. However, fate would have it otherwise. My father answered Eomund of Alberg's call to arms in the glorious battle that saved the Thane's life. As reward, Eomund granted my father's request for me to be squire to one of his retainers, and so I trained beneath Gotthorm, a fierce warrior and master of the spear. That is where my shame began. One dark day I rode forth from Aldburg in the company of Eomund and a handful of his knights. Eomund wished to pursue a hand of orcs. This is so fast, man. He wished to pursue a band of orcs that had come down out of the east wall and not far from my father's croft. That proved to be his undoing and mine. Our numbers were too small and the orcs overwhelmed us. I was the only man to survive among us, and I was wounded trying to save my Thane. In shame, I returned to Aldburg, bearing Eomund's body upon my own horse. Gartom exiled me from the settlement of Stangard in Earlsmead for 2 years, and even when I returned, he would not have anything to do with me. I considered surrendering my spurs and returning to my father's craft, but I could not bear to face my younger brother and Eomer, Eomund's son, still valued my spear and my friendship, and there were other reasons to stay that surpassed all others. Bermoth, as well, saw my past shame, and he became my captain. To death would I follow him, if it were to renew my honor. Now you know my shame. Do not ask me of it again.
Our mission is dire.
There's much more to tell, but not enough time for it. Perhaps another time. We may speak more freely. For honor and glory. Return to me later, and we will speak more. Man, if you slow down a little bit, I'll be more inclined to come back and talk to you. Alright.
Our mission is dire.
Do you understand now somewhat of the Rohirrim and our mission? We are a close people and do not oft trust outsiders. But you seem the good sort.
The Rohirrim have need of your services.
For a stranger to these lands, you seem to have some freedom to move about. That speaks highly of you. Perhaps you can be of assistance to me and my companions. We have been trying to secure an audience with Aldor Harding, but he refuses to speak with us. There's no doubt that he knows already of the Easterlings upon the threshold, but his men have engaged with them, so he knows not their true strength as we do. Will you go to the mead hall and speak with the Aldor? Perhaps he will listen to the warnings of one who has been further abroad, and I hear you have already seen him. Okay. So we can do that. However, I kind of want to go do the epic storyline first. So, which way am I going for this? Floodwind. Actually, if I'm going to Floodwind, I can swift travel over there, so it's actually better to come here. And maybe I will just speak with the Aldor first. Makes a little more sense, actually. Okie dokie. Wonder why this quest chain was not active earlier. Wonder if there was some prerequisite to it.
I do not believe you will find welcome here.
Harding sighs. I know what message you would deliver on behalf of Burnoth and his riders, and it is futile. The strength of the Kundalar is not unknown to me. Already I prepare to defend the Eastmen from their advance, and I will die defending Rohan. In truth, I know this, and I have seen the omens. Go now and leave me to my work. Very good. Where am I at here? I do want to go to Floodwind. That way I can start advancing the epic storyline a little bit as well. Kind of try to catch up the overworld quest to where the epic is. And am I missing anything? I don't think I am missing anything here. I think everything is on my tracker.
Will you aid the Horse Lords?
Let's swift travel. Very good. Let's talk with this guy.
Easterlings have been testing the Great River, seeking places to ford.
You have come from Harwick? The Thane was hoping for more men, but I suppose you will have to do. The Easterlings have been testing the Great River, trying to find safe places at which to ford in between the two undeeps. They have a large camp to the northeast, but our people have kept an eye on them, and they seek another way to strike at us. Perhaps they thought just below the rapids would be safe, or perhaps they fear their commanders more than the rushing waters. A great many perished trying to cross just below Sarngabir. Not all, however, not all by half. Many of the Easterlings survived the crossing and have been marshalling their forces for an attack on Floodwind. Many of their belongings are scattered and damaged by the waters, but still they seek to recover enough to arm themselves and attack the city. We need to strike them along the banks of the Anduin, just to the east below the cliffs. You should also steal from them what belongings survived the crossing. And you know, before I go do that, I'm going to go back to Harwick and talk with the other guy, because it kind of seems like they're trying to deal with Easterlings too, so if I can merge both of the quests together, that would be nice.
Welcome, my friend.
So let me try that. I'm having a lot of fun here in Rohan. It's a great map. No, that riding instructor quest ring is always screwing me up. Where's the other guy? I think he's outside that southeast exit. Let's see what he has to say.
What brings you to these lands?
You say Aldor Harding believes he will die at the hands of the Kundalar Easterlings because of portents he claims to have seen? Then we have a difficult task ahead of us.
Rohirrim have need of your services.
Kippen, it seems that we must prove the Aldor wrong. If we are to impress reason upon him, we must show him that a man can make his own fate. Not far from here, we came across an encampment of Easterlings. I'm confident that we can overcome them despite their great numbers. If we can accomplish this, then perhaps Harding will see reason and know that he can change his fate. Hopefully, he will send his people to safety, though he remains to shore up his defenses. Will you ride with us against the Kundalar? If so, let me know when you are ready and we will depart. So there you go. I think hopefully I'll get credit for the epic as well as I'm doing this. Let me see if I can upgrade this. Let me see the traits. What can I do here? I have 20 points available to spend. That's crazy. Maybe I'll put some strength in there. I don't know. What else? Power, endurance, and armor. Let's put some endurance on it. And let's see. Vicious attacks. I don't know. I'm just gonna start stacking these points. I'll just apply that. Okay, good. Anyways, let's go. Let us away then, and may Harding's fate change in the face of our fury.
Aldor Harding is convinced that he will die to an Easterling blade. It has become our task to prove that men make their own fates. My companions and I will face the blades of the Easterlings, and we will prove victorious.
Okay, so all 4 of these must survive.
What business have you with the Rohirrim?
Here we will show fate for the fraud it is. For honor and glory, let us ride. Just gonna try to follow them and see what's going on. I am just spamming some buttons here. So this is definitely a mounted combat instance. I don't think I'd have much of a good opportunity to do this on foot. And get that captain, hopefully. This is very awkward. Having a hard time reaching him. Let me just grab this guy. Let me grab that guy. Who else? Still got that guy. Why can't I attack him? Every time I try to attack him, it doesn't let me. There it goes. So we defeated the riders. Alright, good. Let me keep going. And it looks like some of those did count for that epic storyline, but I still need to go collect their belongings by the river, so. Anyways. Come on now. Oh my god.
What business have you with the Rohirrim?
Our task is done and victory is ours. Neither Orc nor the East will overshadow Rohan. Let us return to Harwick. Very good.
Our mission is dire.
Well done, Kippen. Our decisive victory should make it clear to the Kundalar that they are no match for a battle-readied Irid. Aldor Harding will have no choice but to heed our warning. Anything interesting here? Not really.
The Rohirrim will need your aid.
It is no wonder, Kippen, that you are welcome throughout the lands. Your display of arms today was unparalleled. Today we have proven that we determined our own fates. Go to the Aldor, if you will, and relate to him the tale of our glorious battle and the odds we overcame. Perhaps then he will reason and send the women and children to Edoras or Dunharrow. My companions and I cannot await for your return. We must be off at once for cliving in the mead hall of Ethelward. Farewell, my friend. Alright, let me dismount here and get on my regular mount. Alright, let's see what we can do here.
We must stand by while the minions of Orthanc spread their influence.
You relate the tale of your battle against the Easterlings to Harding, and he nods impressed. You have acquitted yourself well, but that was your fate. Mine is to die at the hands of the Easterlings while defending the people of the Eastment. This cannot be changed. I'm afraid that your efforts, as I told you before, were in vain. Wow, this guy is a pessimist if I've ever seen one. My god, no follow-up quest. That's just that, you know? He says he's gonna die and that's it. Alright. That being said, let me continue with the epic storyline. Where am I going for this? Let me get on the stables and go to Fort Wind or whatever. So let me get on my pony real quick. Or Floodwind, not Fort
Brings you
Wind.
to these lands.
Let's go off that way. And let me get on my war steed here. And I guess I'm going a little to the southeast. Should probably go around this cliff here. That way I'm on this higher ledge. Perfect. Some wild horses. So yeah, I'm assuming the supplies are going to be here on the riverbank. I guess I don't really have an option but to fall down and break my leg. Really? That little thing broke my legs? Oh well. Let me dismount here and start collecting some belongings. Another 12 seconds of broken legs. And last one. Very good. Time to return these. How do I get out of here? Probably through this way. Am I really gonna have to go like all the way north to get out of here? Looks like it. Man, I'm going all the way around. That's crazy. That's so annoying. I hate when that happens. It's a much longer journey than anticipated. That's alright. I see the city in my sights. So there is a roving threat. I'm never completed. The warband leader, Burgok, and his minions have been terrorizing the people of the world and must be dealt with. Let's do it. He's kind of beefy. 130,000 morale. Let me see if I can bring him in close to the archers. That way I can also be killing all of these. I'll throw a healing gambit, why not? There we go. The orc Bogrock has gained quite the reputation around the world as an unstoppable foe, and yet you killed him. The people of Rohan will appreciate your efforts. Very good. And let's go ahead and open up one of these red box of the world spoils for warbands just to see what kind of stuff they have in them. So I got a decoration. Okay. So, real briefly, before I talk with the quest guy, let me reforge.
Your aid is welcome, friend.
That way I can gain the experience for these. Eventually start leveling up a bridle. Okay. That's all I wanted to do. That's it. Let's go.
While you were gone, a raiding party of orcs passed near to Floodwind.
Between your skill in combat and the harsh waters of the Great River, perhaps the Easterlings will decide attacking Floodwind is too much trouble. What times we live in. Even if that were so, we would still have to worry about the attacks by raiding orcs. Will Floodwind ever see peace again? While you were gone, a raiding party of orcs passed near Floodwind. Atwold and his men rode out to fight them and had success. All of the orcs were defeated. The orcs must have recently fought with some of the elves, for one of Alwold's men claimed quite a trophy from the body of one of the orcs. A bow of quality elf make, with the finest detailing. He has been showing it off ever since they returned. His name is Elfsig, and he'll likely challenge your elf to an archery contest before too long. Poor foolish fellow. Okay, so before we continue this quest, we're going to take a break. We're going to continue in the next episode. So thanks for that, and see you next time.